There's a very interesting insight that's worth sharing as we are about to enter the month of Elul. The critical points of history are preserved and retained in the calendar and are experienced on an annual basis. So for example, the holiday of Pesach, the holiday in which we experienced our freedom, Hashem took us out of Egypt. That energy of freedom is experienced every year as we pass the 15th day of Nisan. And those of us, and those, even if we're really not aware of it, we're able to tap in to that energy, that freedom energy that Hashem gave us, or actually gave the world, and which we picked up and left Egypt. So we're able to pick that up every year in the period of Pesach. And the same is true with all the critical points of history. So let's see what happened, what critical point of history, of Jewish history, occurred in the month of Elul. So let's go back a little bit. But after we left Egypt, 50 days later, we received the Torah. Hashem opened up the heavens and actually spoke to every member of the Jewish people, and they all experienced Hashem speaking to them, telling them the 10 Commandments. After that, Moshe went up the mountain to receive the 2 tablets upon which the 10 Commandments would be written. At the end of those 40 days, the people thought Moshe should have returned, and they couldn't wait any longer. And in the fear that he would not return, they made the golden calf, which was perhaps the greatest sin that the Jewish people did, maybe equaled only by the spies. But Moshe came down and saw what they did. He smashed the tablets, and Hashem told Moshe that he has to reconsider, perhaps he will destroy them. Moshe understood that he has the opportunity to pray for them, and so he did. So for the following 40 days, Moshe went up the mountain and prayed before God that he should not destroy the Jewish people. At the end of those 40 days, Hashem acquiesced and said he would not destroy them. And that takes us to the beginning of the final set of 40 days, which is the beginning of Elul. And there Moshe pleaded and prayed to Hashem that he should take us back with the same love and attention and commitment, the same commitment that Hashem gave us when he took us out of Egypt, and only considered taking it away with the golden calf. Now Hashem said, I will accept them, which ended with Yom Kippur. But those 40 days were 40 days in which Hashem overlooked everything that we did. Or perhaps he didn't overlook what we did. He took into consideration of what we did and how we returned. And reckoning everything together, he took us back with such an intensity of love. It was a love far deeper than he had before. Before Hashem took us out of Egypt, he had expectations, or there were expectations, and we seemed to fail them. But now, after the failed expectations, Hashem gave consideration and still renewed his relationship, in spite of the fact that we didn't live up to that expectation, but because we had the capability of returning, Hashem took us back. That's what occurred in that great first fateful Elul that the Jewish people experienced. So now, as we go through every year the annual return to the month of Elul, then we are experiencing the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem's intense closeness, that he will accept us no matter where we are, because he knows that we have the capacity to come back. And we begin this 40-day trek from Elul, which begins this Shabbos and Sunday, and continues and terminates with Yom Kippur, upon which Hashem grants us total forgiveness, total acceptance, and that will lead us into the holiday of Sukkot, culminating with Simchas Torah. Have a great Shabbos.